Previously, Tina thought she could outrun her past, but the father of her twins just found her and he already knows about his children. In this part, Tina finally comes face to face with Kai, the man she swore she'd never see again, and the truth waiting at that dinner table will change everything. If you're watching this right now, smash that like and subscribe button because you'll want to see how this part unfolds till the very end. And tell me in the comments, what part of the world you're watching from. I love connecting with you all. Let's begin the story. The restaurant's private room glowed with soft amber light, but the warmth stopped at the doorway. Tina stood frozen, her reflection caught in the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul's glittering skyline. Behind her, the door clicked shut with the finality of a cage locking. Across the table, Choi Kai sat with the stillness of a predator, his dark eyes tracking her every breath. "Sit down, Tina." His voice was silk over steel. She didn't move. "I shouldn't have come, but you did, because you know we're past the point of running." He gestured to the chair opposite him. "Please. I ordered your favorite." "You don't know my favorite anything." "Jerk chicken with rice and plantains. Extra hot sauce on the side." "You ordered it every Friday night in Incheon from that small Caribbean restaurant near the port." His expression didn't change. "I know everything, Tina. The question is, when will you stop pretending otherwise?" The words hit like ice water. 5 years of carefully constructed distance, and he'd been there the whole time, watching through the shadows. Tina's legs finally carried her to the chair, not because she wanted to sit, but because they refused to hold her any longer. This conversation would change everything. And somewhere across the city, in a small apartment with butterfly stickers on the bedroom door, her daughters slept peacefully, unaware that their entire world was about to shift beneath their feet. The night before, Tina had barely slept. She'd lain awake staring at the ceiling, listening to Senna's soft snores and Juna's sleep mumbling, trying to prepare for this moment. What do you say to a man who'd been a stranger, then a mistake, then a ghost, and was now demanding to be a father? How do you explain 5 years of silence? How do you justify keeping his children from him when every instinct had screamed that she was protecting them? But as she'd watched the dawn light creep across her bedroom ceiling, Tina had realized something. There were no right words. There was only truth, messy and complicated and terrifying. Now, sitting across from Kai in this restaurant that probably cost more per meal than her monthly rent, she forced herself to meet his eyes. "Ask me what you want to know. Why did you run?" "Because I was terrified. Of me, of your world, of what I saw at that party, of the way people looked at you, like you could decide whether they lived or died with a single word." Tina's hands twisted in her lap. "I was pregnant and alone, and I knew that if I stayed, my child would grow up surrounded by violence, so I left." "Children," Kai corrected softly. "You were pregnant with our children, and you decided I didn't deserve to know. You're right. I decided that, and maybe I was wrong, or maybe I was protecting them the only way I knew how." Her voice cracked. "Do you have any idea what it's like? To be alone in a hospital with twins coming and no one to hold your hand? To work 3 jobs because daycare costs more than you make? To watch your daughters ask about their father and have to lie because the truth is too dangerous?" "No." Kai's jaw tightened. "I don't know what that's like, 'cause you didn't give me the chance to be there. You left money and disappeared. What was I supposed to think? That I was protecting you." His control finally cracked, voice rising before he caught himself. He took a breath, visibly steadying. "That night was complicated. There were people at that party who would have used you against me if they knew I cared. Leaving money was all I could do without putting a target on your back. Well, congratulations. You put one there anyway." Tina's laugh was bitter. "Blue Moon burned down 2 weeks later. Was that your protection too?" Kai's expression went stone cold. "That was my enemies. When they couldn't find you to hurt me through you, they destroyed the place you worked. It's one of many reasons I've had people watching you ever since. Not to control you, Tina. To keep you safe." The revelation hung between them, For 5 years, she'd thought she was invisible, starting fresh. But she'd been in Kai's orbit the entire time, tethered to him whether she wanted it or not. The photos, she whispered. You said you watched them grow up through photos. Kai reached into his jacket and withdrew his phone. He scrolled for a moment, then turned it toward her. The screen showed an album titled simply, My Girls. Hundreds of photos. Tina pregnant, shopping for baby furniture. The twins as newborns through a hospital window. Their first steps. First day of school. Birthday parties with dollar store decorations and homemade cake. Tears burned Tina's eyes. You were there, all this time. Never close enough to interfere. Never close enough to help. His voice was raw. Do you have any idea what that's like? Watching your children grow up like a ghost? Seeing them smile and laugh and knowing they don't know you exist? They do know you exist, Tina said quietly. They call you the prince. I told them their father was a prince in a faraway kingdom who loved them very much but couldn't visit. They've been waiting for you their whole lives, Kai. His hand trembled slightly as he set down the phone. For a moment, the dangerous man across from her looked simply broken. I want to meet them. Properly. Not as your boss or a stranger. As their father. And tell them what? That their father runs a criminal empire? That knowing him puts them in danger? That their father loves them. That he's sorry he wasn't there. That he'll spend the rest of his life making it up to them. Kai leaned forward. I can't change what I am, Tina. But I can be better for them. I will be better for them. The conviction in his voice made something in Tina's chest crack open. This was the man she'd seen glimpses of that night 5 years ago, the one buried under ice and violence. The one who'd looked at her like she was something precious. There are conditions, she said finally. Name them. No criminal business around them. Ever. They don't meet your associates. They don't visit your offices. Whatever world you live in stays separate. Agreed. You don't make decisions about them without consulting me. I'm their mother. I've earned that right. Agreed. And if at any point I feel they're in danger because of you, we disappear again. And this time, you won't find us. Kai's eyes flashed, but he nodded slowly. Agreed. Though I should warn you, Tina, my world doesn't respect boundaries. It has a way of finding people whether they want it or not. Keeping them safe means being smart, not running. Then teach me to be smart. Because I'm terrified, Kai. Every moment of every day, I'm terrified someone will take them from me. No one will take them. His voice dropped to something deadly. I'll burn this entire city down first. The words should have frightened her. Instead, they felt like a promise, dark and absolute. They ate in careful silence, the tension gradually easing into something almost normal. Kai asked about the twins, their personalities, their favorite foods, their dreams. Tina found herself talking, the words flowing easier than she'd expected. He listened with an intensity that made her nervous, memorizing every detail like it was sacred scripture. Sina is quieter, more thoughtful, Tina said. She loves books and drawing. Juna is my wild child, always asking questions, always moving. They balance each other. They have your eyes, Kai said softly. In the photos, I could see it. Your strength. They have your stubbornness. And your chin. Juna, especially, she gets this expression when she's determined, and it's exactly like yours. A ghost of a smile touched his lips. I want to meet them this weekend. Somewhere neutral. A museum, maybe. Or a park. The Children's Museum in Gangnam, Tina suggested. Saturday afternoon. We'll tell them you're friend from work. For now, Kai agreed. But eventually, they deserve the truth. Eventually, Tina's phone buzzed. A text from her babysitter. Girls are asleep. All good here. She showed Kai the message. I need to get home. My driver will take you. I can take the bus. Tina. His voice left no room for argument. My driver will take you. And from now on, you don't travel alone at night. It's not safe. Safe from what? From people who would hurt you to hurt me. From people who'd use you as leverage. From a world you didn't ask to be part of but are now, whether we like it or not. He stood, buttoning his jacket. I've put security on your building. Discreetly. You won't notice them, but they're there. Kai, non-negotiable. You and the girls are under my protection now. Get used to it. The ride home was silent, the city sliding past in neon streaks. Tina's mind spun with everything that had happened, everything that was coming. Saturday, Kai would meet his daughters. And then what? How did you build a family out of fear and secrets and 5 years of absence? Her apartment was dark when she arrived. The babysitter left quietly, and Tina checked on the girls. They slept tangled together in Sena's bed, as they often did, a jumble of dark limbs and wild curls. Her heart squeezed painfully. Whatever happened next, she had to protect this, had to keep them safe in a world that was rapidly spinning out of her control. Monday morning brought a different kind of danger. Phoenix Global Trade's offices buzzed with barely suppressed gossip. Tina felt eyes following her as she walked to her desk, whispers dying as she passed. James, her desk neighbor, leaned over conspiratorially. "You're the talk of the building," he murmured. "Why?" Because Miss Yoon and Director Choi had a screaming match Friday night. The entire executive floor heard it. And this morning, she's gone. Desk cleared, resignation submitted, everything. James's eyes were wide. "People are saying it's because of you." Tina's stomach dropped. "That's ridiculous." "Is it? You've been in his office 3 times since you started." Behind closed doors. And now his girlfriend of 2 years is suddenly gone? James wasn't malicious, just gossipy. People are connecting dots. Before Tina could respond, her desk phone rang. "Miss Osei, Director Choi would like to see you." "Now, please." The receptionist's voice was coolly professional. The walk to the executive floor felt like a death march. Employees parted around her, their stares heavy with speculation. Miss Yoon's desk sat empty, a stark reminder of how quickly lives could be upended in Kai's orbit. Kai's office was cold, despite the afternoon sun streaming through the windows. He stood at his desk, expression unreadable. "Close the door?" Tina obeyed, her pulse hammering. "James," said Miss Yoon, resigned. "She didn't resign. I fired her." Kai's voice was flat. She overstepped boundaries that were made clear when she was hired. "The decision is final. People are talking. They think. I don't care what they think. My personal life is none of their concern." He moved around the desk, closer. "But I do care about you being harassed. If anyone bothers you, you tell me immediately. I can handle office gossip, Kai. This isn't office gossip. This is my world bleeding into yours, which is exactly what you were afraid of." His jaw tightened. "Miss Yoon was investigating you. She found out about the twins. That's why she's gone." Tina's blood ran cold. What did she find? Birth records. Your address. Their school. Kai's eyes were dark with something dangerous. "She confronted me, made threats, so I eliminated the problem." Eliminated. Fired, Tina. "Just fired." He exhaled slowly. "Though I wanted to do worse. No one threatens my family." The possessiveness in his voice sent shivers down her spine. "We're not your family." "Not really. You're the mother of my children. That makes you family whether you like it or not. And I protect what's mine. I'm not yours. Aren't you?" He was close now. Too close. 5 years ago, you were mine for one night. And that night created 2 lives that bind us together permanently. So yes, Tina, you're mine. Get used to it." The words should have angered her. Instead, they made heat pool in her stomach, dangerous and unwelcome. "This is what I was afraid of. You being controlling. Making decisions for me. I'm being practical. My enemies now know you exist. They know about Senna and Juna. The only thing keeping you safe is everyone knowing that touching you means war." His voice dropped. "So let them gossip. Let them wonder. The more visible our connection, the more protected you are." Tina wanted to argue, but a horrible part of her recognized the logic. In Kai's world, perception was armor. Being seen as his gave her a shield she couldn't create on her own. Saturday, she said finally. 2 o'clock. The Children's Museum. Don't be late. I won't. Something softened in his expression. Thank you, Tina. For this chance. She left his office with her heart in her throat, barely registering the stares that followed her back to her desk. James opened his mouth to speak, but Tina silenced him with a look. She buried herself in spreadsheets and reports, trying to ignore the weight of the world pressing down on her shoulders. That evening, exhausted and overwhelmed, Tina trudged up the stairs to her apartment building. The elevator was broken again. At the third-floor landing, she nearly collided with her neighbor. Whoa, careful! Strong hands steadied her. Do-hyun-an smiled warmly, his arms full of grocery bags. Long day? You have no idea. Tina managed a tired smile. Do-hyun had moved in 2 months ago, just before she'd started at Phoenix Global Trade. He was friendly without being pushy, helpful without being intrusive. The twins adored him. Here, let me help. He shifted his bags to one arm and took hers before she could protest. You look dead on your feet. They climbed together, Do-hyun chatting easily about his day. He was vague about his work, something in import, export, he'd said, but he kept strange hours. Tina had seen him leaving at odd times, always well-dressed, occasionally with a phone pressed to his ear, speaking rapid Korean she couldn't quite follow. Uncle Do-hyun! Juna's delighted shriek greeted them as Tina unlocked her door. Both twins came running, wrapping themselves around Do-hyun's legs. Hey, troublemakers! He laughed, setting down the bags to ruffle their hair. Did you behave for your mom today? We were very good, Senna said seriously. I finished my homework and Juna only cried once. I wasn't crying. I was practicing being sad for drama, Juna protested. Do-hyun caught Tina's eye over their heads, his expression fond. There's something special. They really are. Tina felt a pang of guilt. Do-hyun had been so kind, so present, more present than their actual father had been for 5 years. Thank you for helping with the bags. You didn't have to. It's what neighbors do, he straightened, and Tina noticed for the first time how expensive his watch was, easily $10,000 worth of platinum and diamonds. Strange for someone living in this modest building. Actually, if you ever need someone to watch them, I'm happy to help. I know you work long hours. That's really kind, but, Mommy, can Uncle Do-hyun stay for dinner? Juna tugged at her shirt. Please? I'm sure he's busy. Actually, I'm free tonight. Do-hyun's smile was easy, genuine. And I make a mean kimchi fried rice, if you'll let me contribute. Something in Tina relaxed. Here was normal, safe, uncomplicated. Here was someone who didn't come with shadows and secrets and armed guards. Okay, yes. That would be nice. They cooked together in her tiny kitchen, the twins helping, by mostly making a mess. Do-hyun was patient with them, letting Juna crack eggs and Sina measure rice. He moved with easy competence, and Tina found herself genuinely laughing for the first time in days. You're good with them, she said as they ate at her small table, the twins chattering about their day. Kids are honest. No hidden agendas. Do-hyun's expression was thoughtful. It's refreshing. Do you have any of your own? No. Never married. No kids. Married to my work, I guess. He said it lightly, but something flickered in his eyes. What about their father? Is he in the picture? Tina's stomach tightened. It's complicated. It always is. Do-hyun's voice was gentle. But for what it's worth, he's an idiot for not being here. These girls are treasures. After dinner, after Do-hyun had left with promises to help any time, and the twins were finally asleep, Tina stood at her window looking out at the street below. A black car sat at the corner Kai's security, she assumed, watching her building. Protecting them or imprisoning them? Maybe both. Her phone buzzed. A message from Kai. Sleep well. Saturday can't come fast enough. Another buzz, a different number. Thank you for dinner. Your girls are lucky to have you. Tina stared at the 2 messages, at the 2 men now orbiting her life, and felt the walls closing in. Saturday arrived with deceptive brightness. Tina dressed the twins in their favorite outfits, Senna in a yellow dress with sunflowers, Juna in overalls with a rainbow shirt. They were vibrating with excitement about the museum trip. "Is your friend coming, Mommy?" Senna asked as Tina brushed her hair. "Yes, baby. He's very excited to meet you." "What's his name?" Juna demanded. "Mr. Choi. But you can call him Kai if he says it's okay." They arrived at the museum 5 minutes early. Tina's hands were shaking as she bought tickets. What if this was a disaster? What if Kai was too cold, too distant? What if the twins sensed something was wrong? Then she saw him. Kai stood near the dinosaur exhibit, dressed casually in dark jeans and a sweater more human than she'd ever seen him. His face was tense, nervous in a way that made him seem younger. When he saw them, something in his expression cracked open. "Girls, this is Mr. Choi," Tina said, her voice barely steady. Sina hid behind Tina's leg, shy. But Juna marched right up to Kai, head tilted back to study him. "You're very tall," she announced. "You're very observant," Kai replied seriously, crouching to her level. "It's nice to meet you, Juna. How do you know my name?" "Your mother talks about you all the time, about how brave and smart you are," Juna preened. "I am very smart. I can count to 100 and write my name in Korean and English." "That's impressive." Kai's voice was soft, wonder creeping in. He looked at Sena, still clinging to Tina. "And you must be Sena. Your mom says you're an amazing artist." Sena peeked out, curiosity winning over shyness. "Do you like dinosaurs?" "I do. Do you?" "Uh-huh. The velociraptors are my favorite." "Mine too. Should we go see them?" Sena nodded, and to Tina's shock, reached out and took Kai's hand. His fingers closed around her small hand with infinite care, and when he looked up at Tina, his eyes were bright with unshed tears. They spent 2 hours in the museum. Kai was patient and attentive, answering endless questions, lifting the girls to see displays, buying overpriced stuffed dinosaurs from the gift shop. Tina watched him transform from the cold, dangerous man she knew into something softer, more vulnerable. This was the man he could have been, she realized, without his scars and his world. In the planetarium, sitting in the darkness while stars wheeled overhead, Juna climbed into Kai's lap. He froze, then slowly wrapped his arms around her, his face buried in her curls. Across the darkness, Tina saw his shoulders shake. After, at a nearby cafe with ice cream melting faster than the twins could eat it, Juna made her pronouncement. "I like Mr. Kai," she declared, chocolate smeared across her face. "Can he come to our house?" "Maybe sometime," Tina said carefully. "Tomorrow?" Juna pressed. "We'll see." Sena, quieter, studied Kai with her thoughtful dark eyes. "Are you the prince?" she asked suddenly. The table went still. Kai looked at Tina, question in his eyes. "What prince, baby?" Tina asked, though her heart knew. "The prince from Mommy's phone, the one she looks at sometimes." "The one from the far kingdom." Sena's voice was certain. "You look just like him." Kai's hand tightened around his coffee cup. "Would you like me to be the prince?" "Yes," Sena said simply. "Because Mommy cries sometimes when she looks at his picture. And if you're here, maybe she won't be sad anymore." Tina's throat closed. She hadn't known the twins had seen, had noticed, hadn't realized her grief had been so visible. Kai reached across the table and took her hand, his thumb brushing her knuckles. "Your mommy is the bravest person I know," he said to the phote. "Girls. And she's done an amazing job taking care of you. I hope I get to help from now on." "Like a family?" Juna asked hopefully. "Yes," Kai said, his eyes never leaving Tina's face. "Like a family." Walking back to the car later, the twins running ahead to look in shop windows, Kai stopped Tina with a hand on her arm. "Thank you," he said quietly. "For today. For them. For keeping them safe all these years. I know I said it before, but, Kai," Tina's voice was thick, "just be careful with them. With their hearts, they've already decided to love you." Please don't break them. Never. His hand came up to cup her face, and for a moment, she let herself lean into it. I swear to you, Tina, I will never hurt them. Or you. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Monday evening, leaving work late after a long meeting, Tina walked to the bus stop in the twilight. The streets were busy with commuters, the air thick with exhaust and food smells from nearby restaurants. She was thinking about what to make for dinner, mentally calculating if she had enough rice at home. When the black van pulled up, it happened fast. Too fast. The side door slid open. Hands reached out, grabbed her arm. Tina screamed, jerking back, her purse falling as she fought. People on the street turned, startled but uncertain. Then someone was there, a blur of motion. Do-hyun appeared from nowhere, his fist connecting with one attacker's jaw with a sickening crack. He moved like violence choreographed, every motion efficient and brutal. Within seconds, 3 men were on the ground, and the van was screeching away. Are you hurt? Do-hyun's hands were on her shoulders, his eyes scanning her for injuries. His knuckles were bloody, his breathing controlled but elevated. What? Tina couldn't form words. Where did you come from? I was behind you. Saw the van. He picked up her purse, handed it to her. We should get you home. Now. But Tina was staring at his hands. The way he'd moved. The practiced violence. That wasn't your first fight. No. Do-hyun's expression was carefully neutral. It wasn't. Come on, before they come back. He walked her home, silent and watchful. At her building, Tina's hands shook too badly to get her keys out. Do-hyun took them gently, unlocked her door. Thank you, she managed, for saving me. Wrong place, wrong time, he said lightly. But his eyes were serious, searching her face. Tina, be careful. Seoul can be dangerous for people in certain positions. What positions? Connected to the wrong people. He didn't elaborate. Lock your door. I'll be next door if you need anything. After he left, Tina collapsed on her couch, shaking. The babysitter came out from the girl's room, concerned, and Tina managed to smile and say she was fine, just tired. After the babysitter left, Tina called Kai. He answered on the first ring. Tina? Someone tried to grab me. Outside work. A van, men. Are you hurt? His voice went deadly. No. My neighbor stopped them. But Kai, I'm terrified. What if they'd gotten me? What about the girls? I'm coming over. Now. Stay inside. Lock the doors. Kai. But he'd already hung up. 20 minutes later, a knock at her door. Tina checked the peephole, Kai, with 2 men in dark suits behind him. She opened the door. Kai was inside immediately, his hands on her face, her arms, checking for injuries. You're okay. You're okay. He said it like a mantra, his control cracking. God, Tina, if they'd taken you. But they didn't. She was shaking. My neighbor, Do-hyun. He fought them off. Kai went still. Your neighbor? He just appeared, and Kai, he moved like you, like your security. It was scary how good he was. Something dangerous flickered across Kai's face. He pulled out his phone, spoke rapid Korean to someone. Then he turned to his men. Sweep the building. Full security install. Motion sensors, cameras, panic buttons. I want this place locked down by morning. That's not necessary, Tina started. It's not negotiable. Kai's voice was steel. You and the girls move to a secure location tomorrow. I have an apartment. No. We're not leaving our home. Tina, you were almost kidnapped. And I wasn't. Because Do-hyun was there. She was shouting now, the terror converting to anger. I won't let fear control our lives. I won't be your prisoner. You'll be alive. Kai grabbed her shoulders. Don't you understand? My enemies now know about you. About the girls. This wasn't random. This was a message. A message saying what? That I care. That you're leverage. That hurting you hurts me. His voice dropped. And they're right. God help me. They're right. Tina's anger deflated. She saw the fear in his eyes, the same fear that lived in her chest. What do we do? You let me protect you. You trust me. And you stay away from your neighbor. Why? He saved my life. Because. Kai stopped, jaw clenching. Just trust me, please. But before Tina could respond, one of Kai's security team burst back in, phone pressed to his ear. He spoke rapidly in Korean, his expression grim. Kai's face went white. What? Tina demanded. What is it? Your neighbor, Kai said slowly. His name isn't Do-hyun-an. It's So Ji-won, and he's the head of the Baekho gang. He looked at her, devastated. My enemy has been living next to my family, playing guardian to my daughters. Jesus, Tina, we walked right into a trap. The words hit like physical blows. Do-hyun, kind, helpful Do-hyun, who made the twins laugh and helped with groceries, was a gang leader, Kai's rival. Someone who'd been using them, getting close for reasons she couldn't fathom. The girls, Tina whispered. He's been alone with the girls. Not anymore. Kai's voice was ice and fury. No one touches my family. No one. The rest of the night was a blur of security teams, installation equipment, rapid conversations in Korean. Kai insisted on staying, sleeping on Tina's couch despite her protests. She lay awake in her bedroom, listening to the twins breathe, trying to process everything. Do-hyun was Seo Ji-won. The man who'd saved her was Kai's enemy. Nothing was what it seemed. She was trapped between two dangerous men, both claiming to protect her, and she had no idea who to trust anymore. Morning brought fresh nightmares. Tina was getting the twins ready for school when a knock came at the door. Through the new peephole camera, she saw Do-hyun No, Ji-won, standing in the hallway with a bag from their favorite bakery. Don't answer it, Kai said from behind her. He'd been on the phone all morning, coordinating something, but Tina opened the door, keeping the chain lock engaged. What do you want? Ji-won's expression was carefully neutral. To check on you. To make sure you're okay after last night. We're fine. Thank you for your concern. Tina, please, I need to talk to you. About Choi Kai. About what he really is. I know what he is. Do you? Ji-won's eyes were intense. Do you know about the people he's killed? The businesses he's destroyed? The lives he's ruined? Get away from my family. Kai appeared behind Tina, his presence overwhelming. Now. Ji-won didn't move. Your family? That's interesting, Kai. Does she know everything about you? Does she know about the fire? Tina's blood went cold. What fire? Blue Moon didn't burn by accident, Ji-won said, his eyes never leaving Kai's face. It burned because Kai ordered it, to flush you out. To force you back to him. That's a lie, Kai said, but something flickered in his expression. Is it? Ji-won's smile was sharp. Ask him, Tina. Ask him what he's willing to do to get what he wants. And then ask yourself if that's the kind of man you want around your daughters. Leave. Kai's voice promised violence. Before I make you. I'm sorry you're caught in the middle of this, Ji-won said to Tina, ignoring Kai. But your boyfriend isn't the man you think he is. If you want the truth, meet me tomorrow. Alone. I'll tell you everything. He left, but the damage was done. Tina turned to Kai, her heart pounding. Did you burn Blue Moon? Tina, did you? His silence was answer enough. Tina's world tilted sickeningly. Get out. Let me explain. Get out of my home. Both of you, all of you, just leave me alone. She was shaking, tears streaming. I can't do this. I can't be between you, caught in your war, wondering which one of you is lying and which is telling the truth. Mommy? Sena's small voice from the bedroom doorway. Both twins stood there in their pajamas, eyes wide with fear. Tina's breakdown stopped immediately. She forced herself to breathe, to smile. It's okay, babies. Everything's okay. But it wasn't. And as Kai left with his security team, as Tina double-locked the door and held her frightened daughters, she understood with crushing certainty there was no safe choice anymore. Kai or Ji-won. Trust or run. Stay or disappear. Her phone buzzed. Unknown. Number: you deserve the truth. Tomorrow, noon, Namsan Park. Come alone. J. Another message from Kai. I can explain everything. Please don't trust him. Let me protect you. Tina looked at the messages, at her daughters clinging to her, at the security cameras now watching her home. She thought about Blue Moon burning, about 5 years of running, about Kai's cold violence and Jiwon's calculated kindness. Tomorrow, she would make a choice. Tonight, she would hold her daughters and pray she was strong enough for whatever came next, because in Seoul's neon-lit shadows, between two dangerous men claiming to be her salvation, Tina Osei was learning the hardest lesson. Sometimes, there is no right answer. Sometimes there's only survival. And sometimes the only way forward is through the fire, even when you know you'll get burned. If you're hooked on Tina's story and desperate to find out what happens next, whether she meets Jiwon, what truth about Kai she'll discover, and how she'll protect Sina and Juna from the war closing in around them, then hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Part 3 is coming soon, and trust me, you don't want to miss the explosive revelations and impossible choices waiting in the shadows. Subscribe now so you'll be notified the moment it drops. This story is just getting started, and the real danger hasn't even begun.